Hello everyone, welcome to Standard 9, Science and Technology, Lesson 7, Energy Flow in an Ecosystem. In this video, we are going to learn about biogeochemical cycles. In this year, we are going to learn carbon cycle, oxygen cycle and nitrogen cycle. First, take a look at what is a biogeochemical cycle. As we all know that constant interactions between the biotic and abiotic components occur in the atmosphere. What happens in these interactions? Interactions consist of transfer of matter as well as transfer of energy between the different components. Let us take a look at some of the words. Bio means life. Geo means earth. Chemical means elements like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. A cycling of nutrients like water, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur from the abiotic components of the ecosystem to water, air, soil, rock through the biotic components like plants, animals, fungi, bacteria is nothing but a biogeochemical cycle. The cyclic flow of nutrients within an ecosystem is called the biogeochemical cycle. Biogeochemical cycles are basically divided into two types: gaseous cycle and sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycle includes carbon, oxygen, nitrogen and water cycle. Sedimentary cycle includes sulfur, phosphorus, rock cycle, etc. The gaseous cycle is a speedier cycle than the sedimentary one. Climate changes and human activities affect speed, intensity and equilibrium of these cycles. Gaseous cycle and sedimentary cycle cannot be completely separated from each other. Let us take a look at carbon cycle. The carbon cycle, the circulation and recycling of carbon from the atmosphere to living organisms and after their death back to the atmosphere is called the carbon cycle. On Earth, most carbon is stored in rocks and sediments, while the rest is located in the ocean, atmosphere, and in living organisms. Carbon exists in the air largely as carbon dioxide gas. Photosynthesis by autotrophs convert carbon dioxide into organic molecules like proteins and fats. Heterotrophs or other feeders such as humans consume the organic molecules and the organic carbon is passed through food chains and webs. How does carbon cycle back to the atmosphere or ocean? Carbon is released back into the atmosphere when organisms die. Volcanoes erupt, fires blaze, fossil fuels burn, and through a variety of other mechanisms. Decomposers also release organic compounds and carbon dioxide when they break down dead organisms and waste products. The oxygen cycle. As we all know, oxygen is one of the most essential components of the Earth's atmosphere. It is mainly required for breathing, combustion, supporting aquatic life, decomposition of organic waste. The oxygen cycle is mainly involved in maintaining the level of oxygen in the atmosphere. The steps involved in the oxygen cycle are: Stage 1. All green plants during the process of photosynthesis release oxygen back into the atmosphere as a byproduct. Stage 2. All aerobic organisms use free oxygen for respiration. Stage 3. Animals exhale carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere, which is again used by the plants during photosynthesis. Now, oxygen is balanced within the atmosphere. The nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle is a biogeochemical process through which nitrogen is converted into many forms, consecutively passing from the atmosphere to the soil, to organism, and back into the atmosphere. It involves several processes such as nitrogen fixation, ammonification, nitrification, denitrification. The nitrogen gas exists in both organic and inorganic forms. Organic nitrogen exists in living organisms and they get passed through the food chain by the consumption of other living organisms. Inorganic forms of nitrogen are found in abundance in the atmosphere. This nitrogen is made available to plants by symbiotic bacteria, which can convert the inert nitrogen into a usable form such as nitrites and nitrates. Let us take a look at important processes of nitrogen cycle. First, nitrogen fixation. Conversion of nitrogen into nitrates and nitrites through atmospheric, industrial, and biological processes. Second, ammonification. Release of ammonia through decomposition of dead bodies and excretory waste of organisms. Third, nitrification. Conversion of ammonia into a nitrite and then nitrate. Fourth, denitrification. Conversion of nitrogen compounds into gaseous nitrogen. Nitrogen is abundant in the atmosphere, but it is unstable to plants or animals unless it is converted into nitrogen compounds. Nitrogen fixing bacteria play a crucial role in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds that can be used by the plants. The plants absorb the usable nitrogen compounds from the soil through their roots. Then, these nitrogen compounds are useful for the production of proteins and other compounds in the cell. Animals assimilate nitrogen by consuming these plants or other animals that contain nitrogen. Humans consume proteins from these plants and animals, and then the nitrogen assimilates into our system. During the final stages of the nitrogen cycle, bacteria and fungi help decompose organic matter, where the nitrogenous compounds get dissolved into the soil, which is again used by the plants. Some bacteria then convert these nitrogenous compounds in the soil and turn it into nitrogen gas. Eventually, it goes back to the atmosphere. These set of processes repeat continuously and thus maintain the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere.